Hey everyone, glad you're here. A brand new blockchain has just launched, DeSo, Decentralized Social. And in this video, we'll dive into the details, whether you have to look into it. Is it really a new blockchain? How does it compare to other chains, especially to the upcoming Xandeum chain? And should you get your stuff? So I'll dive into all of these details. And in the end, I have a little surprise to you. I will tell you how I got over $300,000 in just one single airdrop, and how this all relates to DeSo and how it relates to Xandeum. So make sure you watch everything till the end, and don't forget to give me that like button because it's really important for the YouTube algorithm. So let's just dive in and see what we have here. It's called DeSo, Decentralized Social, and it's been announced here on this blog post. It's created by a guy named Nader, and Nader had built BitClout. BitClout is a social networking thing. It sounds to me very, very similar to what we have in EOS, and BitClout was a blockchain that was designed to power social media, right? And now with DeSo 2.0, they are relaunching everything. They have a really impressive list of venture capital firms that have invested in them, and the whole website, to me, and I'm biased obviously because I'm the CEO and founder of Xandeum, and Xandeum is doing something maybe similar in some respects here. And yeah, they have that new chain, and they talk a lot about storage, right? So they say if we do social media, we need to store all the images, and it's been what I've been saying for Xandeum. We've been looking into how do we store everything if we make a Web3 version of Airbnb or something like that, right? How do we store all this data? And we are building a storage layer on top of the Solana code base, right? The whole thing is called Xandeum. So if you want to learn more, look it up, xandeum.com, link in the description. So what DeSo does instead, they have reinvented blockchain really from the ground up. It is super impressive. They have raised a ton of money, three-figure millions. And what they've built so far, from what I've read from their white paper, is about the level that Solana has, right? So I'm tempted to say, well, their approach is like build everything from scratch. It seems like what I can see, they have arrived at about the levels that Solana is, but obviously they are not that battle proven for, high performance transactions and stuff like that. And they aim to do the storage as well, and they claim it as like coming soon and stuff like that. So yeah, let's really look into it to find out if this is really a great thing or if it's just a fad. So yeah, stay tuned. And as for a DeSo, they use a lot of marketing language there. They have a lot of stuff in there. I found a lot of technical stuff, but it ends at some layer. That's what I love about Solana. From the very beginning, there was the real deep dive into the technology with the proof of history. And proof of history gets the communication overhead between validator nodes reduced. And that's what's needed to make the whole thing scalable, right? So when we're looking into DeSo, they also claim they reduced the communication overhead. Normally, the communication overhead among n validator nodes is in the order of magnitude of n squared, because every node needs to talk each of the others. And we want to get it down to the order of magnitude of n, so scaling linearly with the number of validators. That's what Solana can do with proof of history. And if you if you're a techie and you dive into it for an hour or a few hours, you understand how the proof of history actually works and how it getting it down to the order of magnitude of n. I looked it up on DeSo. I could not, I saw all the claims, what they can do, but they couldn't explain it to me, at least in what I've read so far, on how it actually works, right? But I give them the benefit of the doubt that probably they have it working. I will download their validator. And so they have that approach of building everything from scratch, which means they reinvent the wheel, basically. If I would build all that, and they still have to build the storage layer, right? They have that as their goal, because they want to do decentralized social, but I haven't seen anything there, and it's all like coming soon, and we are going to be doing that. I mean, we have our architecture already laid out in Xandeum, and you can see it, in public. And they are working on it. I trust they might come up with some sort of storage layer. I'm not sure, right? For now, the public doesn't seem to give them the benefit of the doubt, right? So if I look to CoinGecko here and search for DeSo, then we have DeSo here, and we see a market cap of 200 million. As of today, that is honestly not a hell of a lot of market cap, given the fact that they've already raised $200 million from VCs last year. Before that, they've raised a lot more. And now the market cap is only 200 million. Basically, they give them the market cap of the cash that they've already raised. And actually, the market is not trusting them to actually build something. So this could mean two things. It could mean like, well, this thing is like totally undervalued, and we should get some of these tokens. Or it could just mean, well, there's a reason the market cap is not as high as you would expect. And while this is all obviously no financial advice, and also I'm biased since I'm running Xandeum here, to me, it seems like the latter case, right? It's probably down there market cap-wise for a reason. And, the whole documentation screams to me like, hey, we're the best and we can do this and that. But they don't really say how. They don't really give us some data of, about their user growth and all these kind of things, right? And it kind of fatally reminds me the whole thing of EOS, which set out to do decentralized social as well. So here's our approach, right? Here's the Xandeum approach, and it's really different from their approach. So with Xandeum, we're building on what's already there, right? So everything scalable blockchain, scalable smart contracts, battle proven without this, minus the storage layer, right, is already out there. And we would be so stupid not to build on the Solana ecosystem and on the Solana code base, right? And let me make a little side note here. Most likely, we will be more intertwined with the Solana ecosystem as we've announced so far. So there are happening a lot of things behind the scene that make us really linked into the Solana ecosystem, which is super exciting. And there will be more bits and pieces of that coming out as they develop over the next few months. All right, so that's my take on DeSo, and it's not really new. It's just a renaming of BitCloud, right? And they're rebuilding BitCloud in their DeSo 2.0, BitCloud 2.0. Yeah, but it's I don't know, why would I bet on something new with all the risks that they have? And it still needs to be battle proven. They still need that user base, and then adding a storage layer at some point in time. It seems like not an approach that I would take. They might have had their reasons there, But I'd rather not reinvent the wheel and look what's out there, what's battle proven, what's very cool, what's very scalable to us. That is Solana. And then build the missing piece, and that is the scalable storage layer, right? So that's our approach. I personally feel it's by far the best approach. That's why I chose it. But hey, man, what can I say? I'm biased, right? So, but in the end now, I wanted to give you that little anecdote about that airdrop, and I'll tell you how it links to Xandeum and to DeSo in that sense, right? So what has launched recently in the Solana ecosystem is a token that's called Jeto, and the token is JTO. Right here, we got it. It's currently $3.96, which gives it a market cap of 422 million. So this is more than twice the market cap that we just saw for DeSo, and DeSo obviously has a way broader approach and does so many more things. So now we see Jeto here, which has that same approach, by the way. Jeto has that approach as of only doing the things that are missing, right? And building otherwise on a trusted platform, which is Solana, right? So if we look at Jeto, it launched a few days ago, right? For a few minutes, it was at about $6. It went down to $3.50 here. It was like at $2 something for a while. It went up to $4.36 last night, and now we have it at $3.69. And Jeto is quite similar to Xandeum in a few respects, because it is also a modified validator software, right? That modified Solana validator software for Jeto does MEV, right? Maximum extractable value. So you could run several Solana transaction in one kind of group, and no other transaction can come in between and kind of ruin your profit in your DeFi transaction. And that's a great thing. That's MEV on Solana. We have been using Jeto for a long time in our Xandeum Solana validator, right? We run a Solana validator. So if you haven't heard of that, you can stake SOL there, right? So if you have some SOL, you should stake it, and you should stake it to our validator. So just go to Xandeum.com, which is right here, and look there in the menu. There is a menu item for staking your SOL. It is stake-sol.xandeum.com. Link is in the description as well. You can also use xanstake.com, and it forwards you to that domain as well. And that's our validator software, and we've been using Jeto there. And because we have been using Jeto on our validator as one of the first ones to adopt it, they gave us an airdrop, and guess what? The airdrop for us, for Xandeum, was 96,000 JTO, right? So I keep saying GTO because it sounds like Jeto, right? Yeah, it's JTO. And at $3.69, I mean, that is over $350,000 that just literally came down to us as an airdrop. That is awesome. So all the Jeto guys, if they're watching this, thank you. That was so great. And hey guys, Solana will be known as the chain where all the ecosystem chains, right, will do these airdrops, and you can, if you adopt them early, you can make a hell of a lot of money, right? And you wouldn't have even had to run a Solana validator. If you just use Jeto for your stake pool or for some other stuff, you would have gotten an airdrop as well. So they have given nice airdrops to a lot of people that adopted their stuff early. And Xandeum is actually very similar to that, because we also have a modified version of the Solana validator, right? So we are in that same class, And, I would not rule out that at some point when our mainnet is live, when the Solana validators have adopted our validator client, as the Jeto client has been adopted by 50, 60% of the Solana validators now, right? And that's going to happen with the Xandeum validator as well. And I will not rule out that we do such a great airdrop as these guys have done, right? It was so great, and it'll be so great for you. And again, if you want to learn more about Xandeum, go to Xandeum.com. There are so many ways to get involved early. You can buy a license to run a validator node. While that is, quite a sum now that needs to be contributed there to do that, but it's still the best way, and it's still a great price at currently $7,000, but it's going up to $7,500 soon. We have the last node there for $7,000 right now. But what we also be having real soon is to run the storage provider nodes, because the whole Xandeum storage chain won't work without the storage providers. And with storage providers like you, and that will be not in that price range, right? It will be, 1/100th of that price range, somewhere around that, right? Around the $70 mark, you will be able to run a storage provider node early, right? It's all permissionless. So once we go live on mainnet, there's no cost. You don't need a license to run a node, a storage provider node. Anyone can do it. But if you want to do it already in our DevNet and already earn the later tokens, the later live mainnet tokens, why do you do it in DevNet? You can be part of that for, a low amount. And while we don't have the exact amount yet, but it might be in that range that I just mentioned, right? So it's not the same price range as we have for the validator nodes, right? And yeah, watch out for that airdrop. I mean, it was so awesome with Jeto. Congrats to the whole Jeto team. And we loved it so much. And again, we're connecting ourselves more and more to the Solana ecosystem. Watch out for all the developments. We still need a few months to get it all up and running. And I can't really tell you how many months because, we're building it, right? Nobody can really predict when we're there with stuff that still needs to get built. So if I could tell you a date, I could launch it now, right? So, but we don't have it yet. So that's why I can't give you exact dates, but you can get a rough estimate when you look at our roadmap that's published on our website. But for today, thanks so much for watching. Watch out for all these airdrops coming out of the Solana ecosystem, including ours at someday. And yeah, stay hydrated and see you soon. Bye.